My name is Dividividu. No, it's not Dividividu, but I just quickly avoided myself from saying such a thing. Hello, everybody. It is 9:30 in some southern part of England. Again, not to disclose such a thing. I must be clever. Anyhow, I have thought. I looked at this on my bookshelf, and I thought maybe some people would like to hear a little tale. This is by Flaubert, Three Tales, and Penguin Classic. It's a very nice little story, describing the lives of certain people, and it's based in France, I should imagine. So the names that are suggested as I scan through the first page, such as Madame Aubin, Félicité. This is definitely French names. So, this one is called The Simple Heart. For half a century the women of Pont-l'Evêque envied Madame Aubin, her maidservant Félicité. In return for 100 francs a year, she did all the cooking and the housework, the sewing, the washing and the ironing. She could bridle a horse, fatten poultry, and churn butter, and she remained faithful to her mistress, who was by no means an easy person to get on with. The French, they can be actually very picky, very particular. Which obviously is a good thing so far as cooking is concerned, so far as it helping in certain activities to have this kind of behaviour. And of all bad traits for every kind of culture, stereotypically, I suppose this means that as a result, the culture benefits to some degree when big things are considered, such as war or certain activities. I don't know, I just had this thought somewhere around why did Britain do so well at the war in America? Well, it was to do with the fact that we had more money than anyone else, but actually isn't it more to do with something more interesting there than there is to do with money? As much as this country can be quite muddled, the fact that things get wrongly done, like privatisation and other such things, there's a good sort of bond between people, and because I suppose there's so much muddle, I suppose that's true in a way. There's so much muddle, and I suppose that means there's a better bond with people. When everything becomes more ordered in certain countries, you find people are less willing to pull their finger out in a way. And that can seem ridiculous, because you can see that people work hard wherever they come from. But you always seem to be working harder when you're kind of slightly disorganized, slightly lost, and I don't know if any of this makes sense really. For instance, can a day seem more worthwhile when you've been wasting it the day beforehand with problems concerning drink, or let's say you get a hangover? You can sort of feel if you've got past a certain wave mark, that somehow something like sort of winning a race, you've won some battle. If you didn't ever suffer anything such as that, then and never feel that you've conquered the battle instead of the battle of the boy and the battle of the booze, I think, well, it is a sort of battle that I have sometimes. it is just a total different feeling, really. I'm very often a tangent from time. So what? I have something interesting to say there, and now let's just carry on with the story. Madame Maubin had married a young fellow who was good-looking but badly off, and who died at the beginning of 1809, leaving her with 2 small children and a pile of debts. She then sold all her property except for the farms of Tuc and Jeffos. Looks like they've gone to Jeff. Of course not. This is a way of remembering things, is by sort of amusing oneself, chuckling slightly at oneself, because you never quite know where you're going to go with the story, so you might as well play a little bit with some of the words. Which together brought in 5,000 francs a year at the most, and left her house at Saint-Melaine for one behind the covered market, which was cheaper to run and had belonged to her family. This house had a slate roof and stood between an alleyway and a lane leading down to the river. Inside there were differences in level which were the cause of many a stumble. A narrow entrance hall separated the kitchen from the parlour, where Madame Maubin sat all day long in a wicker easy-chair by the window. 8 mahogany chairs were lined up against the white-painted wainscoting. I wonder what that is. I have no idea. Maybe someone will comment and tell me what this thing is. And under the barometer stood an old piano, loaded with pyramid of boxes and cartons, on either side of the chimney-piece, which was carved out of yellow marble in the Louis XV style. There was a tapestry-covered armchair, and in the middle was a clock designed to look like a temple of Vesta. Again, what is the temple of Vesta looking like? What does it look like? That is a Germanic statement to try and find out an answer, which, needs to be found. The whole room smelt a little musty, as the floor was on a lower level than the garden. Now, this doesn't sound very aesthetically pleasing, this place. However, I suppose for the eccentricity and for the fact that she cannot live anywhere else, she must sort of look at this place with a bit of humour, and she must look at this place sometimes occasionally in her days and think, oh, why am I here? Why am I in this wretched place? Anyway, let's just record the second bit later.